Hi, I'm here with Caroline McElroy, who is a fashion stylist for the Marshall Shopping Centre, Dundalk. So Caroline, if you'd like to tell us a little bit about how you got involved in this fabulous event today.
How I got involved, Noelle Grant is an old friend of mine. She had her baby 14 weeks ago and had difficulty in the birth itself. She had her baby and by an emergency caesarean section, and her then at the time it was quite traumatic for her, so her baby spent 8 days in the neonatal unit in Drogheda. So after this she decided that she would fundraise for the event for machinery that was quite needed and required up there. So at the time she asked me, her baby was still very young, so she asked me to become involved. I'm the personal shopper in the Marshall Shopping Centre, so the Marshalls agreed to sponsor this as well, so I think it was a natural progression to ask me.
Definitely. And what do you make of today's event and the concept of the fashion swap?
I think it has been hugely successful. I'm delighted to see so many people here. It's really on a particularly busy day. This is Father's Day and this is a women's event, so I'm delighted to see so much of a turnout. It's revolutionary in a sense for a charity event to have old clothes been swapped for other clothes. We've all made those mistakes. We've all made purchases that we haven't been absolutely 100% when we've brought them home. So why not bring them here, have them changed for something more lovable and more useful to you. So I'm just thrilled with how things have gone.
And have you any tips, I suppose, as a fashion consultant here today, you give many tips on the stage, but can you give us any tips about when we're going out shopping, how we can maybe style up some items or get the latest fashion, I suppose, in the best way possible?
Okay, well, I'll tell you, I could sit here for an hour and I don't think you have that time, but the tips that I would say, and it's one of the things that I always say to women when they come into me. Firstly, give yourself a lot of time when you go shopping. You can't be rushing when you go. And the thing is that if you do rush, you're more likely to make those mistakes. Also, I would say, be sure of what you're looking for. Go out and with an intention to buy something. Also, if you don't buy something, don't worry about that. You can leave. You have to be 100% about your purchases as well. And also, one of the things is be careful about your budgets, what exactly that you're missing in your wardrobe, any of those kind of things. And also, be aware of sales assistants. And another thing that I would also mention is that when you are out shopping, try and outfit make. Try not to go for random outfits or random pieces of clothing. Make sure that it goes with 3 things in your wardrobe. I know that's a really hard thing to do, but when you pick up an item, think back of what you have already at home and does it go with 3 different items? Could you think that yourself when you go out shopping?
Sometimes not.
Sometimes not.
Definitely.
But be careful of weaknesses. And another thing, as all what we do is as women is that we tend to go for the safe things. We tend to go for what we like. So we could have 20 pairs of jeans in our wardrobes or 20 different pairs of shoes. So identify that weakness and make sure that you're not buying the same thing over and over again.
Definitely, and I find a lot of women that go out, they're very daunted by the fact to shop and they don't feel things fit, they don't feel the colours are right. Have you any tips for anybody who's just hates shopping, doesn't find they have a fashion or a style about them? Like, have you any tips for anybody out there like that?
Yeah, I've one major tip that I would say to somebody who feels like that. Call me. It's what I do for a job. So I would meet a lot of people like that who absolutely get themselves into a rut and feel that they can't get out of it. That's what stylists are for, to help them and coach them through this difficulty, because they can be absolutely bombarded with when they walk into shops or images that we see in the media and whatever. It can be very, very confusing, and that's what stylists do, is separate that wood from the trees.
Definitely. Well, if anybody maybe not less fortunate who aren't anywhere near the Marshall Shopping Centre and can't get in contact with yourself, have you any tips maybe when they're going out maybe shopping in Cork or Galway, what could they do, like to go for different colours, or have you any tips for anybody that's going out shopping?
For tips for colours, I always say to people, what are your favourite colours? What are your favourite colours? And normally people will have 1 or 2 or 3. I say base it on 3. You know, they will always have those particular colours. So you can go a shade up and a shade down. Everybody loves black. So we all love our neutrals. Everybody loves whites and creams and whatever. So mix them all into your wardrobe as well. Also experiment. Don't go too far outside of the box. But when you're choosing something, you know, something might not have a hanger appeal when you pick it up in the shop. Try it on. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Put it back and think no more about it. As I said to you before, it has to be 100%. Think of the colours that you like. If you're not sure, hold them up to your face and see what it does to your face. Does it work well? Does it reflect well? Sometimes when you have an item in your wardrobe or you're unsure about it when you go shopping, it could be the colour. It could be that it just isn't right. But as I say all the time, trust your instincts. It's the one thing as women that we don't do. We disregard what we feel in our gut. And that's the same thing with anything, and as well as in fashion. If it's not 100%, if it doesn't feel right to you, put it back.
Thank you so much, Caroline. So go shopping maybe with a clear head,
yes.
Go with the colours that you like,
yes.
And plenty of time. So they are great fashion tips from Caroline McElroy, who's a fashion stylist at the Marshes. So do get in touch. It's free service, I believe.
Absolutely free service.
So that's fantastic. So don't be afraid, ladies, and it's great to have a successful day for the Neonatal Unit charity.